Well, let's begin then by putting the spotlight on fintech startup Credgenics, which has actually been in fundraising mode. It's secured some investments. It's recently raised $50 million from a clutch of investors as well. Anand Agrawal is the co-founder and CPTO at Credgenics and now joins us on the show. Thanks much for taking time out. I just want to ask a little bit more about the latest fundraising plans. Tell us who the investors are and what will the funds be utilized toward.
Hey, hi, everyone. So our investors are Westbridge Capital, Excel Partners, and Tanglin Ventures. These are the same investors who had also invested in our Series A round in 2021. So they have doubled down on their investment this time.
So if Anand, you could just reiterate, what exactly will you be using these funds for now?
The funds will be used for primarily product innovation into collections domain. We'll be kind of expanding our own product offerings into multiple other use cases for the BFSI sector, including maybe collections or premium collections for insurance and other utility payments. We also are kind of looking forward for international expansion. So there'll be a lot of investment going on for those markets, especially in the Southeast Asia region, including Indonesia and Vietnam.
So given that the company offers debt resolution solutions and you're utilizing AI, machine learning driven automation for payment collection, can you tell us a little bit more about how exactly this works and what the company does?
The Credgenics is a one-stop solution, a tech platform which kind of enables lenders to collect using our platform. It allows you to kind of manage all your collection activities, not just from a strategic point of view, but also execute that using our platform. There are modules like communications module, a module dialer system module. Then there is legal modules as legal notices, as well as case management system. You also have like a feet on street management module. All of these modules put combined kind of allows you to handle your delinquent accounts right from pre-due collections to bucket one collections and thereon till the write-off stages. So you can kind of segment your customers based on what set of activities you want to execute on these set of accounts. And then once these customers are segmented, you can execute using these modules or a mix and match of these modules based on some sort of data insights driven from our machine learning models on our platform.
So you claim to have turned operationally profitable. Walk us through your financials.
Yeah. So we became profitable this year itself. It is more of monthly profitable, which we were in the month of March for the first time. And I think we had done a lot of kind of expansion into the customer base. We have 100 plus odd customers today. We have kind of reached a 15 million ARR. The profitability was is something which has kind of helped us foresee what other aspects we could grow into, given that the expansion on the collection side is going kind of quite well. This allows us to kind of also invest into more product and kind of the R&D part, where the features around the collections use cases and other use cases could be worked upon, and that offering could be given to these same BFSI sector customers, and we could expand our kind of penetration into these banks and NBFCs we work with. So primarily that we have been working at.
What is the revenue run rate then, Anand? You claim that you look to reach a revenue of about 100 crores in FY23. Are you on track?
No, 100 crore revenue was the previous financial year. We clocked 100 crore roughly as the net revenue in the financial year 23. And this year we are kind of projecting somewhere north of 200 crores. That's what we have set as an internal target, and we have kind of working towards that particular goal. We have also expanded to Indonesia as the primary international market to begin with. We have set up an office, and also that market would also contribute some component of this revenue. So primarily, but India would be the largest contributor to this goal of 200 CR, but some portion of that would also come from the international market of Indonesia and the Vietnam market, where we have set up offices, we have hired people and got a team running that.
So the overall loan book, I understand, in FY23 touched about $60 billion. Can you tell us a little bit more about the number of digital communications that you have every month and what the outlook is when it comes to the overall loan book?
So currently, we have been managing about 5 crore loan accounts on our platform. On a monthly level, that's the net number of accounts which we have managed till date. On a monthly level, we have been getting additional of 70, 80, sorry, on a monthly level, we manage about 70, 80 lakh accounts, in which unique set of customers would be roughly about 40 lakh to 45 lakh. In terms of the loan book, till date, we have been able to have $47 billion or dollar of loan book on our platform. These are all the delinquent customers as well as customers who are part of the pre-due collections, which is 5 days or 7 days before the due date has hit. So obviously those are not delinquent customers, but then a larger base comes from that because you're trying to remind the customers for the kind of dues and the payment which are pending. And those communications get sent to these customers correspondingly.
Right, and given that, you're utilizing artificial intelligence, machine learning driven automation for payment collection, you're clearly leveraging technology to the maximum. Tell us a little bit more.
I think collections has been done even traditionally in a very manual fashion. It was done maybe in a very outsourced through outsourced channel where the accounts would be given off to the agencies, and then there are a lot of activities they would do manual in a manual setup. But all of that is getting transformed now. We're bringing all sorts of digital-driven approach to do that collections. We have enabled these modules, which I mentioned, but the idea is to bring a intelligence layer on top of these modules, which is to drive what sort of communication is more kind of making sense for a particular customer. Let's assume a particular customer is more kind of responsive over WhatsApp. Why not kind of prioritize that as the channel for this customer? Use a linguistic approach, which is if a customer is from Maharashtra and then he kind of understands Marathi, let's send all of the communications in Marathi language. And all of these kind of communications could be personalized basis what his previous set of connectivity has been with the Credgenics platform. So that's where we bring this data intelligence layer to kind of cut down on the collection cost, because now you're trying to not send like a blanket solution to your entire base, but rather pick and choose what channels and what strategy is effective for a customer and execute that. At the same time, there is a lot of robot, you can say machine learning models, which enables you to eliminate human jobs. Like there is robocalls, or you can say, hey, a voice bot call get placed to a customer where there is no requirement of manual call being placed. If a customer says, can you send me a payment link over call, a payment link could automatically get triggered with the input taken by the robocall. So these are kind of the activities which we have been kind of implemented with many different lenders using our platform, and that has shown tremendous result in terms of cutting down the cost, reducing the time to collect, and also increasing the recovery rates.
So when it comes to valuations, what does that stand at as of now? Because I understand with the last fundraise in 2021, that was, about a couple of years ago. The previous ones, there was a valuation of about 100 million. What does that stand at?
Yeah, so I think we raised our previous round with Westbridge Capital, Excel, and Tanglin, the same set of investors in 2021. That was, I guess, Feb or March 2021. It's been 2.5 years since then. We have grown tremendously well. We have been 7x the revenue of what we were at that point of time. We had launched our platform, in fact, in September 2020. So it was just 7 months since since then we had raised our Series A round, gotten a valuation of 100 million then. And I think the revenue since then, given that it has raised 7x in just a very short period of time, especially being operating in an Indian market setup where software is something which is traditionally said that it's hard to sell, but we have been kind of able to crack that piece. Secondly, collections in itself is a very critical component of the lending ecosystem. Every lender wants to keep their collections aspect as strong as possible, because that's the heart of the entire credit giving kind of mechanism. So we have been able to kind of penetrate and the banking segment, the NBFC segment, and the fintech segment, all three types of customer base in the credit journey. And I think given that the journey, that's the growth which we have been able to achieve, and also showcase some sort of POCs which is been done for the Indonesian market, that has been kind of resulting into strong confidence into what we have been building, and a validation of what we have shown as the use case and the product has been able to deliver, has gotten us the valuation of 340 million this particular fundraise in Series B.
And what about competition? Because there are clearly a number of players that are within the same space. How do you plan to deal with it?
This is definitely a competitive space, but I think, as I mentioned, we took an approach which were quite different. We took a technology approach rather than a manual approach of, or a agency-driven approach of managing everything on our own by taking the portfolio from the lender and doing collections on that portfolio. The journey started in 2019. The idea was to kind of build a platform which enables the lender to do collections much more smarter and in a very intelligent way. And I think that has stood out very differently compared to our competitors. Most of our competitors are still in the service or managed service space, where they would be managing these accounts by taking the portfolio under them and then sending and managing all of the collections on their own, rather than the involvement of the lender. Our approach being different, that we provide the technology and all sorts of support to enable them to do the collection, so that they could be better in control of how they are doing the collections, what sort of kind of strategies they are been able to kind of define on them, keeping the customer experience in check, and also from a data security standpoint, where the regulators has been quite active in that particular space. So that's something which has kind of worked out very well, and I think we'll kind of double down on the same journey in building more and more comprehensive product where all sorts of collection activities and end-to-end collection use cases gets fulfilled from one single platform, and do not have to kind of integrate with multiple of those as what used to happen before maybe 2020.
Can you walk us through your clientele as well? I understand there are a lot of fintech firms, NBFCs, private banks, etc.
So we have all sorts of client base on three different archetype of customers. One is the banking side. We have primarily SDFC, ICICI. We have been working with IDFC for a long while. Yes Bank. So all sorts of private banks we have kind of onboarded with them. Obviously, our platform is a modular platform. You can plug and play one or two modules to get started with, and we try expanding the rest of the modules at a later stage. Then there is NBFCs. We have been working with Mahindra Finance, IFL Group, the TVS Credit, Hero FinCorp. So also all primary NBFCs, we have been kind of working with them in that particular type of customers. And fintechs were the ones which we started our journey with, because it's quite kind of the fintechs are also quite open to adopt startups idea of how they want to how they have been kind of seeing collections as from a very different lens. So we started our journey working with fintech. So we have a good amount of fintech base on which the collections platform is getting used and is used for different collection activity management. Yeah, so all of these three type of customers is constituting that 100 customer base. Primarily, the NBFCs and fintech side constitute about like 50% of our revenues, and the remaining 50% of the revenue is constituted by the banks.
All right, Anand, good to have you on board. Thanks so much for joining in. Wishing you all the very best.